This is an administrative hearing being held on August 22nd, 2025 in the Benton County Courthouse. These hearings are being recorded and streamed live. These hearings are being conducted pursuant to the laws of the state of Indiana. The Property Tax Board of Appeals will be hearing and voting on tax-exempt applications and then will move into tax appeals. The assessment year under appeal is 2025. Each hearing will be identified on the record by appeal number and parcel number. All representatives or witnesses will be sworn in.
This is Discover Indiana, so if you want to do them.
Okay. The first exemption request is Discover, Oxford, Indiana. It's parcel number 04 12 18 443 048 000 011 and 04 12 18 443 091 000 011. Will all persons who are or may be witness in this hearing please raise your right hand to be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm that your testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes. Okay. You guys have received her information, so if you have questions for her regarding the exemption, anything you need to ask.
Have you reviewed this one prior?
Yes, I gave them all to you prior, so you guys can be ready. Do you want to tell us a little bit about the program?
Sure. So Discover Oxford is a group that has gotten together trying to revitalize Oxford, bring it back, bring businesses in. Get our old buildings filled back up again, that type of thing. So we have purchased Discover Oxford. There's a little gas station that was on the corner of the town square. We have purchased that and we are converting it into, it's going to be the public restrooms for the town square. It's going to be, when we're having events on the town square, that will be where the food trucks, we're going to get, so they can back in there. Then in the gas station itself, we hope to put in tables, portable tables and chairs, so people using those food trucks can either sit outside, or if the weather's bad or it's hot, they can go inside. It will all be used for storage, we're beginning to accumulate a lot of stuff for all our different events, our tables and chairs. So as of now, we're writing grants to have an architect come. We're going to have the building redesigned. The current old restrooms that you used to enter from the outside, totally non-usable. So we are going to have to add on public restrooms that will be available when we have events from the inside, or if we're not having an event, they can be accessed from the outside by the public and then locked at night. So it's not going to be a money-making building. It is a kind of a building for the public to be able to use on the events that are happening at the town square, and for the businesses that don't want to provide restrooms. But we're hoping to get more. We've got the market there now with Heather Leak, and then we've got Pam Ashcraft and the flower shop, and then we've got Cindy Milberg that will be opening a drink place. So we're hoping to bring more businesses in. But that's our goal with that building, that particular building.
And what was the other one? There was two, right? Or is it?
There's 2 lots
on
that. There's 2 lots on that. I think that's what, I saw the one, but there's actually 2 lots there. But.
Okay.
So is the property owned by the community then, or by your?
By Discover Oxford.
And then, and that's a nonprofit organization. If it were to dissolve, who would own the real estate?
Well, we would probably sell the real estate at that point, but we're hoping that we since it's the public restrooms, it may convert to the town if we were to ever dissolve, I assume, the town of Oxford, because it's going to be the public restrooms for the town square and the businesses. I guess we've never thought about if we dissolve.
Well, I was just looking at the assets, and then if it were going to be.
Okay, so our assets, long story on that is Alliance Bank is building a new building. They tore down the IGA. So they had gifted us all of their buildings. So we currently are receiving rent from Alliance Bank for the bank building, where their conference room is, And then there was a third building. We've sold that third building to Heather Lake. And as soon as Alliance Bank is done with those buildings, when their building is done, those other buildings will be up for sale. We don't really wanna
Those
own
aren't
real
part of
estate.
the exemption application though, I don't believe.
They're not, because the bank is
Right.
continuing to pay
Correct.
the real estate taxes on that, and as soon as they vacate, so our plan is, they're to break ground in the fall, Alliance Bank is. And at that time, we hope to list those buildings, because they think it'll take them a year to get their building up. Then what we hope to do is list those two properties, because you can separate the conference room area from the bank itself. And then if somebody would like to buy them, it gives them a year to get ready, that as soon as it's vacated, they give you something with it. So we'd like to bring something in there. But that's why our asset, if you're looking at our assets, that's why they're so high, it's that those bank buildings that are sitting there that will be for sale.
And when did you buy the gas station building?
Last year, we got it from Florian, Rhonda Florian, and we're making payments on it.
November of last year.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, you paid $42,000. Just out of curiosity, is it clear with EPA?
Yes,
So
it is. We
that'll-
checked that out before we ever bought it. Yep. We have that in our paperwork. It is. The tanks have been pulled.
I was just thinking, like, if you were to donate it to the city
Oh, yeah.
upon dissolving.
Yeah, we didn't want it if it was a brown bin. We didn't want to mess with that.
I don't have any more questions.
But that's a separate parcel, correct? Where the location that you're describing, that's a different parcel than this parcel, correct?
No, that's the gas station.
That's
That's
what
that
it is.
little, it was a car lot.
Wasn't it
direct-
across from the bank?
Yes, it's
Across
directly
from the
north of the
corner of the
bank.
bank.
Is that
On the
like
other
big
corner.
brick? But in the build, like a big
Northwest
concrete
corner.
block or not
Concrete
block?
block, but then they put that
Brown
stucco,
stucco.
they put
Yeah.
that brown stucco on the
Yeah.
front.
Yeah.
Yep, we're
I know.
taking that back off. Yeah,
Okay.
it's coming. But we're working with the architect in,
What's the
oh
parcel
yeah,
number on
that's
that?
it.
What, is there
Yeah,
two
what's that
parcels
parcel?
on that? What's that parcel
I
number?
think they've sold stuff.
I know
Oh.
you say that, but I
It's
wonder
48 is the middle
No, it's just
numbers.
understanding.
Okay, this
48.
one's 443.
Yeah, I think
Okay, that's what threw
it's
me
supposed
off.
to be 48.
Okay.
The PRC is 48.
Oh,
I gotcha. So I'm looking at the building right next to where the bank sits. That's what this parcel shows up. But we're looking at
Well,
the
it's
gas station
across,
one.
right, it's across from the bank. When you said next to the bank, I guess it's next to the bank, it's right north of it.
Okay,
across the street.
Yeah, across the street.
right here, catty corner.
Mhm.
I
Is that
gotcha.
the right?
We're working with what's the lady's the architect in, Boswell?
Catherine Baker.
Yes, yeah. That's who we're looking at to do our architectural redrawings.
Yeah. I thought it was. I don't have any more questions.
I don't have any.
Do you have anything for us? Good questions? No?
I don't have any questions.
Okay.
Just wanted to let you know what our plans are with the building, I guess.
And then if nothing else,
You wanna take a vote? Or we vote on exemptions at the
At the
time?
time?
Mhm.
anybody say aye?
Aye.
Aye. I think, I know technically it is not a property that would be typically used to be exempt, but I think the intent's there.
Mhm.
And I think
Unoccupied use is, so.
Right.
I think the purpose is meeting the general criteria.
Okay, then, fine.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thanks.
thank you. Okay. Do you need anything else from me?
No, that's it, pretty simple, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Okay, thank you. Do we do this annually?
Yes.
Okay.
No, and only if you apply, only if you
Oh,
re-
it's only if we apply.
right,
Okay,
only new exemptions.
okay.
But if,
We have to resubmit.
Every 2
them
years, you have to resubmit.
Yeah.
Every 2 years.
Every
Okay.
so In 2 years, the exemption would drop off and she'd have to reapply.
No, she just reapplies and we can, unless we
Right,
have
but if
questions.
anything changes, like
That's
if
what I would like
the own occupier
Okay.
used changes, then you do have to reapply with it if
Okay.
it falls within that 2-year time frame.
If something, our use changes.
Correct, use,
Yes.
When we get our
Ownership.
$5 million to fix it, then we'll do that.
You better
When we
double
win the
that.
lottery, we'll be
And then
back.
you better double that.
Yeah, exactly, there you go.
By then,
We'll be back.
by then the supplies will be.
Yeah, okay, thank you very much.
Okay.
Yeah, have a good day, thank you.
Thank you. We didn't swear her in. Did we?
Yeah, we did.
We did. Okay, who's next? You guys call Mary Clinker, how about that? Oh, yeah, we'll grab, oh no, we'll grab you another chair. Thanks, Brian. Thank you, Brian.
Thank you.
Good morning.
This is Mary T. Clinker. The parcel number is 04, you ready?
Yep.
I'm sorry, I started.
That's okay.
Mary Clinker. The parcel number is 04 13 19 200 019 000 007. Will all persons who are or may be witnessing in this hearing please raise your right hand and be sworn in. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
All right. Let's see what you got.
I'll have you do the same thing, you wanna explain to them what you're doing? Also, Brian, they filed an appeal about the value, and Brian has gone all the way through the building, if you guys have questions, he's more than happy to.
Are we gonna do the appeal in addition to the exemption right now?
The appeal was done, so,
Okay.
okay.
Is Brian a certified assessor, or what's his title?
He contracts with us,
Are you?
but he also lowered your assessment
Yeah,
with the appeal.
okay, well, I just kinda wanted to know the players in the field here.
That's fine, that's
Thank
fine,
you.
but if they had questions, I just wanted
Gotcha.
to.
Okay, so I am Christina Lovelace, I'm our executive director and social worker, and this is Patty, she is our treasurer and secretary. So, we are over there just rocking and rolling, trying to get the funds raised so that we can commence construction. We did have a setback when the $540,000 grant we were supposed to announce at the end of March, which was an EPA grant, was pulled. That was also a significant portion of our Lilly endowment match, so that has put us a little slow. We don't have a whole lot that's happened yet. We've been raising money and trying to work with some larger capital donors to be able to make the next steps. When we are complete, we will have 13 single occupancy sleeping quarters, 3 of which can be technically doubled up if we have the right battle buddies, and 2 designated family rooms. We also have our activity rooms, our TV rooms, our everything that we need to function rooms. We're gonna use our drill hall space as a multifunctional area. We'll have some things that'll look like storage units that'll store our art therapy equipment, our music therapy equipment, our cardio equipment, so that we can maximize our space, having the roll in, roll out dining room, and just use that drill hall for everything, our assembly room, indoor PT events, etc. We are currently getting ready to launch our core programming, which is Ladder Up. We went through training to be certified on that through the end of '24 and the first part of '25. But with our construction slowing, we're just going to start launching programming in whatever capacity we can. We have been a 501c3 since 2012. The organization was formed in 2010. I took it over in 2017. So it's important to us that we can maintain our tax exemption status by keeping that overhead low. We are not government funded. So we need to be able to keep things in realm on the budget to keep the doors open, lights on, and God, y'all know how much NIPSCO costs. So yeah, that's kind of us in a gist, and we're always welcoming folks to come out for tours, let us show you around. We do have almost totally have our architectural drawings and whatnot done yet. We are also using Catherine Baker, who is doing our work pro bono. And then we have Dawn Chouette on our architect team, who's also doing pro bono work. She works with acoustics, because anyone that's been in that old armory knows that the acoustics really suck, particularly in the drill hall. And then we have KJG that's doing our maps, and we have another gentleman that's helping with drawings. So we have 4 architects on our architectural team. Cody Acres is our contractor with Acres Construction, and we are filling in the gaps. I am pretty excited to say we started tuck pointing last week, which is like a big goal of mine since the bricks were crumbling on the end, so we have that actively going on now.
We are totally funded by donations and fundraisers and grants that we can find here and there.
Philanthropic
We
grants.
have no other source of income other than that.
And we're not putting our hat back in on a federal grant again at this point, because it was a lot of work to lose $540,000 9 days before announcing it. So we're just gonna leave all that federal money sitting aside and we'll revisit it later.
So, as far as when this will be open, you have no idea at this point, right? You have a goal, you have a timeline?
Yeah,
What is your timeline?
but then the first quarter of 2026 is what our new boss said.
Okay.
I'm thinking that might push back to the second quarter,
Okay.
just because we haven't started substantial
Mhm.
construction yet. But again, we remained an operating non-for-profit as well. And we're on 41 suicide interventions this year. We're working actively with several veterans here in Benton County, which, by the way, Benton County's per capita rate of veteran suicide is the highest in the state. I'm working with probation to try to get some folks that might be on house arrest now, working in programming in conjunction with their house arrest, so that by the time they get off, they're not celebrating by going to the bar. But we've given them some structure. Any programming we can launch ahead of construction is happening.
Okay.
Because if we had not lost that grant, we'd be nearing the end of construction right now.
Was there, a reason for the loss? Was it just?
The government pulled the
funding?
EPA funding.
Okay, it wasn't something specifically towards you.
No, we were 9 days out from announcing that we'd received it.
And so it was just politics.
I had 182 and a half hours in on that grant, working with technical centers, Thriving Communities Technical Assistance Center. I had 182 hours on the grant. It was a hard kick. We are still in the pipeline for Lilly Endowment funding as well, if I can meet that $600,000 match. The estimated rehab on our building is $1.2 million.
Anybody have any other questions?
So right now, the building just sits empty, or just has some storage?
Oh no, I have my office out of there, and we've set up a TV and connected with our Wi-Fi so that we can be able to conduct meetings such as ladder up from inside the building. It's better to have the veterans there, but if a veteran can't get there, we want to still connect them.
Okay.
And then, of course, we have events to raise money for the building. We have 2 of them coming up in September. We have our Patriot Ride, and then we have a ruck, which will be rucking through Powder, y'all. So there should be some flyers circulating asking people to come line the streets as our ruckers commence on their 22-mile ruck they're doing on September 27th. And then there'll be an after party at Restoring Hope as they come in.
So,
It was previously exempt, correct?
so why'd you go through tax appeal?
Okay, so on the tax appeal, our event coordinator, Amy Green, said, hey, you're assessed too high and you should get this lower assessment when you start. And I said, well, okay. But we were tax exempt. We purchased, so last year we applied for tax exemption, so that's why we're not paying taxes this year. But last year we paid sales taxes as part of our contract. We paid them directly to him. We raised $250,000 in about 6 months to purchase the property while we were paying him to be in the property. And February 7th of this year, we closed, and then they said we needed to do a new tax exemption.
I guess I don't have any more questions. Take a vote. All say aye.
Aye.
Aye. And And it is.
Perfect.
Appreciate it.
We appreciate it. I'll get those flyers out. I'm sure hopefully see you guys at some events or on the side of the road cheering.
Good luck.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you for coming in.
How are you?
You gotta get your eyes on it. I know, I do too. I'm the same way.
You shut this off?
Maybe.
Yes.
Shut it off?
Yeah, sure.
See us sneezing? He looks like Dwight. I mean,
We're being recorded
Wow.
live, just so you know.
This is the WIN exemption request, and nobody's present to discuss this with us. But all personal property only located throughout the county. No one is here to swear it in. If we want to make a motion on whether or not to give them exemption based on the lack of information.
You guys can discuss it, do whatever you, I did print out their personal property returns.
Oh.
And I sent you guys some emails, I don't think I put it in there,
Okay.
but, if you need to see them, I have them.
I think with the lack of information, we could take a vote.
Nay.
Nay.
Okay then,
Without knowing, we're gonna go, no on personal property exemptions, not for WIN.
got it. So, Tippecanoe gave it to him, their assessor said that he disagrees,
Disagrees with.
them giving it to him. He said, but it was so minimal,
It doesn't matter,
right?
you can't set the precedent.
That's right, he can't,
What?
why is
No,
my phone, this thing's great. I need to find some AA batteries real quick before we continue. Can we plug that thing in? Yeah. This is not, stay going, whatever reason. And I charge
That's a
something.
pretty jump.
I'll be right back.
Okay, it's on.
We're gonna do the read-in. What are you making me do?
We're gonna
I don't
do.
think we have JRD as a read-in.
Yeah, where is it?
Hold on.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
WIN had two properties.
Yeah, he has two properties.
It's not really a property, I think it's two different townships where they're located.
Okay, so when I read it, I'm just trying to remember if I got both parcels.
Oh.
No, it was just all personal property.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's too many, there's a lot.
No problem, I just wanna make sure I was covering that right.
Just do it so we have it. Whenever you're ready, we'll do the GR, we'll do the last ones.
You got that, but what is the data that they asked us to look at?
Well, that is, Mr. Thomas is gonna do.
Okay, sorry, I didn't know if it was like a, one of these.
Okay.
Alright, JRD Investment LLC. JRD Investments LLC, the petition number is 04-004-25-04-00001. Second parcel number is 04-08-15-222-134-000 and 004. The petitioner requested the evidence be presented on his behalf as he is unable to attend. The petition numbers again are 04-004-25-04-00002 and parcel number 04-08-15-222-141-000 and 004. There's 4 parcels. Petitioner requested the evidence be presented on his behalf again for the second 2. So what do we have?
I didn't print the right one, so he's working on it.
So there's one, we have one of them here, the 203 East Fifth Street. It's a commercial building downtown Fallon. back of that page is what I sent him requesting information, because there are apartments. Downstairs, there's, looks like 3 commercial rentals, and then upstairs is apartments. He didn't send anything in.
And he's currently assessed for 165.
Currently assessed at 165.1.
Did you have a, income stream on that one?
No, the back of this page is the information I sent, I requested information.
And you did not receive it.
He did not respond. He said that and when we did talk, I did talk to him, there were other ones that we settled. But I said, oh, I need the income and expenses on this, and the other one that we haven't talked about yet. And I sent it for both of those, and he just said he wanted this to be read into the record for what he was filed, and that's it. And his only thing was he's had no improvement since 18, but that's, yeah. But
Okay.
he provided no income, and all of them are rented, there's no open space.
And when you, or when the property was assessed, it was based on the income approach, not
So
sales?
the,
Sales is lower than income probably.
right, in 2023, this is in the memo here, they requested information, and no information was provided in 23, so it's been done by the cost approach ever since, because he hasn't provided anything.
So the card on public record is still showing 24, that's what I saw on,
Yeah, in 24, it was 128.5.
In order.
And it went to 165.1.
this, it's not that makes a difference, I guess, but his taxes actually went down from 24 to 25. Right?
Yeah, I found no reason to make any changes.
Okay. Anybody have any other questions?
You can literally vote if you
We're
want.
gonna proceed with the vote. All who agree with his, request for reducing his assessment, say aye. Nay?
Nay.
That's a full vote of no, he's denied.
Okey-dokey.
Here's the other property, the letter that I requested information from, and a picture of the property. This is all apartments.
I purchased that years ago.
And for this one, again, we talked on the phone, he did, this one here we started with, and he was kinda talking more when we got to this one, he was done talking. But on this one, he told me there was 5 units, and that in 2023, the total income was 18,482, and in 24, 18,482. Was the total of all 5, which I told him doing a quick income approach, we're undervalued. It's currently at 125.3.
This property was, appealed before, wasn't it? Sounds, it feels familiar.
I don't see it in the memos, but income was not received in 23, just like the other one.
It was 17.
Yeah.
It's been a while since we've done that.
From
Oh,
appeal.
17. Oh,
So
yep, there it
offer
is,
accepted.
settlement over, yeah.
And anybody have any questions on these two? Would you like to set it to vote? Anybody put aye? Nay?
Nay.
4-0 vote for no on the, assessment.
Well, if those two, that would have been way before they. If I get here, it'll be better.
We have camera.
No, we are not.
Okay.
Yeah, might as
Can they
well pause till
hear
we get
us?
somebody. Yes, they can. Alright, we're live. Still nice outside?
I come from the basement, so.
Is it still nice in the basement?
You work in probation, right?
Yes.
That's what I thought.
How's your mom doing, Chelsea? Good?
She's good, yeah, enjoying retirement.
Yes, I'm sure.
It's still new,
Lucky
you
duck.
know,
Yes,
so,
that's good.
but
Good.
everyone going back to school and her not having to worry about it.
Need
was-
around 55 and all, and yep,
Yeah,
good for her.
She was a teacher or?
yes, yeah.
Kim Leonard.
Oh, didn't know that was your
Uh-huh.
mother. I should have known by looking at her. You look like your mother.
Well, thank
She does, she does.
After you said that, I'm like, oh, yeah, I see it. Yeah, I have to.
Ah, there it is.
Went to school with a mother.
And she taught there since she got out of college, didn't she?
Yeah. Well, it was Goodland.
Yes, and then
South Newton, but-
transferred, transitioned.
Yeah.
But she was there for how many years?
39.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Wow.
It's a shame that there's not many good teachers anymore.
And she was a good one, everybody loved,
Yeah.
Yeah,
she was a
Mrs.
very
Craig.
good teacher.
but she's tired.
She is.
Yeah.
We
And I
know.
think it's changed in the
Yes.
39 years,
Absolutely.
maybe not for the better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Then I'll do it next year.
You can't live without it. You can't do the numbers.
Like the numbers.
It's a balancing game of all in the market and being approved by the state. So if I jumped our market, let's say 60%, the state is gonna have a connection that.
Do you have any animals besides cattle out there?
10% they wouldn't know.
We've got a whole
Is
herd
it
of
mine?
cats right now.
Do ya?
We do, yeah. Started out with 2.
Uh-huh,
but-
oh, you don't, they multiply like rabbits.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
So,
But not
But-
chickens or goats or
no,
pigs.
the
or-
cows are enough work
Yes,
for me.
I'm sure. No
Maybe
more.
when Colby gets older, he'll,
Yeah.
you know,
Or
have some
each or
animals to
something.
take care
If
of,
I go
yeah.
in there with comps,
Yeah, he's grown up to be
Yeah, I
a
can
little
find it.
young man.
Yeah.
How old is he?
He's 3.
Oh,
Except for the brown
Yeah,
part.
he just started
How do I-
preschool.
Oh, is he excited?
Yes.
How would I
Where's he going?
extract the value?
Sacred Heart.
Oh, is
He
he?
is, yeah.
That's great.
Really? Okay,
Well,
I'll have
what I'm
to,
doing
I
here,
always tell the
if I'm trying to
Monday
try to
to
use
Charlie
that
to
for
watch out for
Yeah.
the littles.
Is I know what our
So,
average land's going.
Colby?
And our
Yes.
average
Okay.
soil
I'll
right
tell him
now
to
is
look
going about
for him.
17 to 17,000.
Yeah.
He's got
You
10
just
in
straight
his
deduct that
classes.
off.
Yep.
Oh, that's
I
perfect.
heard there
That's
were 2
perfect.
classes
Wait.
this year.
Yes, yeah.
That's awesome.
Why
My
would
daughter
you
went there
take
last year
these
for
tests? Oh,
vacation.
Were
Because
you
that's not
pleased with
market.
it?
Yeah.
That-
If
that
I
was
went to
good.
Oh, yeah.
let me
Good.
know.
We loved it, but
Yeah.
if
Good.
it weren't
No.
due
Yeah.
to the
Property
time
sold for
change
50,000,
and
where it's got 10
lack of
acres.
transportation
Yes.
and other things, we probably would have stayed, but
Right.
we
Yeah,
For
it's too
example,
hard.
went back to
I've
soccer.
got a perfect
Right.
sale. It's just
Who's the teacher
another
for
barn
PK?
home. It sits on 10
Oh.
acres. Mine sits on
There
46.
was,
Okay.
Miss
Say our ground
Sexton
is
and Miss
8,000.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
yes,
Oh,
that's exactly
Well,
right.
if you're trying to compare
Sexton,
assessments to
yeah.
assessments, then you.
I don't know if
Is
there was
that who it
any
is
new
this
ones
year?
this year.
Sexton?
Market value on that house,
His
it's
teachers
sold
was
for
half it.
$600,000
Oh, is it?
for
Okay.
10
Okay.
acres.
Yeah, good. 10, that's perfect.
Yeah,
Not too many. Plenty, but
it's
not too
money.
many.
Yeah.
Mine would go up based on that, wouldn't it?
Oh, man.
I just went, I don't know, there was some holy day last week and I went to mass and all
How did you
those
get
little
there
kids
Friday?
came over. Oh, they're so
Just
darn
well.
cute.
Can you get somebody
They're
to
little
adjust
beautiful
it?
ones. Oh
Yeah,
my
I
gosh,
know.
I love
I can
it.
extract it.
They
I
look
was just
so
wondering.
And if it comes out lower than that.
And they were fidgety,
I
boys.
like
Ooh, yeah, that's a long time to
When
sit
it-
still.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Sit,
Just
stand,
stuff
kneel, they were
Uh-huh.
fidgety by the end. Yeah,
Mhm.
it was
Oh
cute.
my gosh, I remember that one as a
Would-
kid. Ugh.
I wonder if like
Yeah.
I did a
Do they still do, what is
detailed
it, like Mondays,
cost
Wednesdays
approach.
is?
I mean, extracting
I think there's
land
only
value
2 days a week
Oh,
that they go
okay.
now, not 3.
Well, yeah, but.
I mean, it doesn't.
Oh,
I know,
so-
it's just
because everyone
giving me a
used to go
guess.
Friday, but like
Yeah.
Mondays
Yes,
and.
I think there's just, I don't know
Okay.
for sure,
My,
but
my assessed
it's
value
not as
Mondays,
often
Wednesdays,
as
is
it used to
decent
be.
when you consider all the
Section grade
ground.
went
It's just
Monday,
the,
Wednesday, Friday.
I'm looking at
and
the ground
little-
market value
little
wise,
kids went Tuesday,
not the
Thursday.
assessed value
Yeah.
wise, and that's
Right.
where I'm muddying
I remember
the
having
waters
a good
sometimes.
station to the cross.
That's
So just look at just
warm, I know, yeah.
Yeah, cause I look at like, even when I got
Yeah.
I
a
remember being
loan
in
on it, it
fourth
was
grade going up
appraised
in
with
the
a
wine.
house in like 5 acres or 10 acres, the typical rural side,
Right.
and everything being next to it.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
yeah.
a hot down my
I
throat.
could do that,
Oh.
because if I take that
Sarah,
$600,000,
what a hoot.
that still makes me up high, doesn't it? But that house is
They
way
are
superior.
cute.
The comp is way
How
newer,
many
way
were-
prettier.
Your daughter, what's her name?
Adeline.
Adeline, yes, how many were in her class last year, do you
I
remember?
would say like 18 or 19.
Yeah, I think it was a bigger class.
And I mean, she was in the
Somebody showed me
pre-K, so that was
pictures.
just Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Uh-huh.
And then I think preschool was Tuesday, Thursday.
Okay,
I think.
okay.
Well, he should be here, like, she could start without him if she knew, but.
She must not.
Downstairs.
So she works here, she just came from.
Yeah, she works downstairs in the probation
So
office.
she just came from the office and she's
Yep.
waiting on her help.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Yep.
She's a cutie,
And
but
we are-
I didn't know you didn't know that was
No,
Kim's
no, and
daughter.
I always looked at her and I kept thinking, "God, she looks so familiar to me."
Yeah, typo.
There you go, that's her
Kids
mother.
had Kim.
Did they?
Mhm.
Was she a good teacher? Yeah, she's a sweetheart.
Yeah, cause he was a year older than me. Cause he was, her children.
This is the case I'll be in.
Hmm?
I said if this is, I'll be in. No, I'm fine.
Sorry for the.
It's okay.
Hi, how are you?
Morning.
Is everybody ready?
This appeal is for the Hamrick, Derek and Chelsea Hamrick, property. The petition number is 04-013-25-05-00001. The parcel number is 04-09-24-600-003-003-013. Will all persons who are or may be witness in this hearing, please raise your right hand to be sworn in.
That'd be you two.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
I do.
Mr. Thomas, will you remain sworn in for the entirety of these meetings?
Yeah, you're just gonna stay for the next meeting, we're not gonna swear you in every time. Okay. All right, so, would you like to go first? Or would you like the county to go first?
Whichever, I guess I don't know how to. You can go first.
All right.
So I've got the submission here, it's just some pictures of the house, front, side, and then an overview of the bird's eye view from GIS, just showing you the property, it's a house and a detached garage. I looked for comps, I talked with the people on the phone to make sure that our assessment had all the information correct. I really couldn't find any reason why it was wrong. Ran different comps out of the property systems that we have. We ran with just a few of the comps. We ran with no outbuildings. We ran different ways to do it. This is the final one here that I've provided. Basically, it's just comparable houses or somewhat comparable houses in the area. And then it's a sales comparison approach where it comes through and makes the adjustments so that the houses are all comparable. And then if you follow over to the, on the first page there, the median, average, minimum, and maximum. The subject's at 143.65, and the median's 161, average 168. The minimum of all of them would be 120. So it definitely falls within a decent range. It's a nice house. Couldn't find any reason not to. The comps that we picked, a lot of them are in 25, so it shows what's going on now. There's a few of them that were older to show, you know, and no matter how we did it, the total assessment per square foot, we're coming out where this one didn't need any adjustments.
Any questions?
So your comps on here, I guess my big thing is how do they compare year built?
Year built,
Cause I don't know where you're getting this effective year built from. Because ours, you're saying effective year built is 1986, and that is false. It was built in 1959.
effective age is a tool for the assessment where we make adjustments for extended economic life. We're not changing the year of the building, obviously, but it's on an appraiser side, they use economic life, and the assessment side, they use effective age, and it's basically coming up with the same thing. It's how much the economic life has changed. There is an adjustment. Everything's calibrated through the system in the cost approach.
Do you wanna see the weighted age chart?
Pardon me?
Do you want the chart?
If you have it, I was looking, sale date, no, that's the sale date. Here's a chart that we kind of go by when adjusting effective age. Just shows different percentages, and then as things are improved or updated, it adds on to the effective age. So this is the chart that's used countywide. So everything's done, it's mass appraisal, so we're not doing
So basically it's
complete
saying,
assessments every year.
you've had a new roof since 1950. You've had, I can't see the note, just roll.
Basically, the best way to, when you walk in your house, you don't look around and say, wow, this is a 1950 home. There's been updates, or at least maintaining, you know, you have new flooring, you may have a new roof. It's just things that have upgraded that extended the economic life. That's how those, and it's done, and this is the chart that's used countywide. So everyone's treated the same. And in these comps, the other houses have effective ages as well. So you're not comparing a 1950s house, built 1950 to one that's built in 2003. And if you do, there's an adjustment that's made based on that age. that everyone's treated exactly the same.
Does the board have questions? Thinking. Okay, she's thinking. If you guys wanna state your case, that's fine.
Well, I mean, I guess, it's just so hard to compare to anything, I mean,
Can you tell me when you bought the house for 145 and then bought the additional ground for an extra 20?
2019.
In 2019? Was that a market sale or a friends and family type of sale?
it was a private sale.
Was it something that, like, when I ask like that, is it something that she did you a favor to sell it at a discount, or was that the price that she wanted, and that's what you paid?
I don't believe it was a favor.
I didn't feel like a favor.
Was it, so it wasn't listed though through a realtor and,
No.
and advertised?
But it also wasn't like an estate or transfer.
No.
Have you done any improvements to the house since you've been there? Like, have you had to gut it? Was it dated or?
No, we did add the one garage on, the attached garage, which that would've, if you look back in our assessments, I mean, we got hammered for that. I mean, that
That was in 2020.
we,
In 2021,
2021.
you added a 2-car?
Attached to car garage.
and that's when it went from, which, I mean, I didn't obviously, our assess went from 164 to 215, which would be,
160.
right in the garage and, that, I thought that was fair. I mean, it just, I don't know.
Nothing has changed from last year
Yeah.
to this year, and yet our assessed value, increased by about $40,000.
You're talking about the attached garage?
Yeah.
That happened in 2020, not 2022.
Well, I'm just looking, this doesn't.
Right, the increase,
I
that
don't have that
increase,
page.
this increase was from the 2022 was from reassessment, the garage was added in 2020. So you can't necessarily go by when the assessment went up or down. But if you read in the memo that says added
I don't
attached
have that
garage.
paper.
Right, added attached garage per permit.
Yeah, but I mean, 2020 and then it takes an extra year to get it
Right.
in there. And I didn't know how exactly they added in, I mean, so from, some between, I don't have 2020, I just, this
Right,
sheet
no,
just-
you're fine,
but-
yeah.
So from 2020 to 21, you went up just call it $20,000. And then from 21 to 22, you went up 35.5 plus 215 is 50,000. Well, 50,000.
Right.
So I mean, I just like between those two, to me, that was the adding the garage. Like I didn't,
Right.
I didn't question a lot of that. I mean, I know with all this stuff, it's like you're behind or takes an extra year to get all
Right.
that through. And then, I mean, I guess I didn't, I don't know if maybe I did get the letters between, these 23, 24s. I mean, I guess when you look between 23 and 24, it actually went down a hair.
Right.
And then now all of a sudden between 24 and 25, we're going up 40, 42 or whatever it is. Like, I don't know. It just doesn't really
This
make
is
a lot of
Pine, this is Pine Township?
Yeah. That just doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. I mean, if you did a steady increase, and said, okay, the housing market is working its way up, I don't know. And I just also feel like our house sitting there on 2.8, I mean, it's a very hard comparison house. Some of these are in Oxford, you're closer to Lafayette. People are gonna wanna, I feel like that value, me personally feel like those values are gonna be a little higher, because people not wanting to live in Lafayette but work in Lafayette are gonna maybe live in Oxford.
Right, and that's what I was saying, this sales comparison approach, they make adjustments. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The 8th one from the bottom, you see effective year bill.
Mm-hmm.
everybody has made it, there's adjustments for effective year built condition and depreciation. So that's where reductions are made when the effective age is higher or lower than yours. The objective is to make these match what yours is. And then there's
Does it adjust for location?
Pardon me?
Does
Yeah.
it adjust for
That's,
location?
location city, sale date adjustment. Looking through here to see. Neighborhood market adjustment. The neighborhood market adjustment.
Right. It's down under obsolescence.
Right.
So the last two comparables, comparables 6 and 7, are in the same township, correct?
Yeah.
So it has the,
Right. So adjustments are made for location for effective age for, if they have the difference in square footage, the difference in bathrooms, the difference in bedrooms, all the adjustments are made because the comps are supposed to be made. That's how they come up with these, the chart here. The adjustments are made to yours to make it like the adjustment is made to the comps so that it matches what you have, so that the final value is, if this were your house, based on the adjustments, this is what the assessment would be. That's how they come up with the per square foot ratios.
So if you're saying on this, in this column, you're saying it's a negative 145, you're taking that off of the sale price?
Correct.
And saying, okay, if you compare it to our house, it's a $300,000 house, not a $450,000 house.
When what?
Well, so it sold for $450.
This one here.
Yeah.
Which one are you looking at?
Well, we were talking
comparable
about the
6, comparable 6.
Oh, 6.
So yeah, I see what you're asking. So you're right, that the home sold for 450,000.
And you're saying it to adjust to make it comparable to ours, you're taking the 145 off, so it puts it at 305.
Yep. When you make it the same, yeah.
Which I don't even know if you can really compare that to log home. I mean, that's just not even.
So yeah, this sold for 450, and the overall is 304,990 now. That's where that, once you make that comparable to yours, it's 304,990. The overall adjusted sale, overall adjusted per square foot, that's where those come into play when they're in that chart.
Is this real? Where's the land? Here, sorry. This is a smaller thing, but, when I look on Beacon, which it says where a lot of these numbers are pulled from, the property value on Beacon is 33.7, and then on our assessed value is 33.9 for 2025.
That's because of the agricultural base rate changed by legislation. So when
Midstream.
we sent out the F11, when they sent out the F11s, the agricultural base rate was higher, and legislation changed it, so they brought it down. So there was an adjustment from 33.9 to 33.7. Beacon must not be updated.
It's not.
But your updated ag land was the reason why it went from 2390 to 2120. And that's given to us from the Department of Local Government Finance. That's why the difference in that is.
They changed the middle of this.
It
After
became
you sent out.
effective as of July 1st, and they had to send these by May 1st, or April 29th. So legislation changed after they sent it, so that's why that's
To make it
changed.
lower.
Yeah, they brought the base rate down from, and actually I can show you, because I have
Our,
it in here.
well, our assessed rate was the 33.9,
But it's not anymore.
But
It's
not anymore.
33.7
So
now,
that
yeah.
will be adjusted then on the,
Your bill
For
will
our
reflect
bill.
33.7.
okay. That's-
Beacon's
that was
just
my
not
question.
updated, yeah. Here's actually the letter where they changed it, after the 21.
I believe you.
Yeah,
I just,
yeah,
I'm like,
I
okay,
just
so
happen
will
to have
that
that
be
there. So your
reflected
bill
then?
will be reflected off the lower amount.
Okay.
And I can reprint you a card if you want.
So when you bought it in 2019, you bought the house separately, and then the additional 10 acres for 20,000.
Yeah.
Did it have the green bins? It was already approved with what's on there now.
We've added.
We've added a green bin.
one
Okay.
green
I mean,
bin.
there was green bins, we added one since then, but.
I'm trying to establish in my head if that 19 sale was a valid market sale, or if it was, maybe she sold it too low or too high, or if there were factors that influenced a sale price. Not necessarily just a relationship between the two, but if it was a wreck, if it was old and dated, or if there's something amiss, because that's a nice price in 2019. Good for you.
I mean, but right up the road, the other house, which is bigger and had more acreage, I mean, if you're just comparing the house that, sold for 160,
Okay,
like literally a couple months before.
okay.
And
Yeah,
then-
in 19, I know it's a different market now, I'm just
But,
looking
I
at,
mean, that was
why
kind of
it
a
jumped.
comparable as a bigger, up there at John's, it was, they got 5 acres, I think.
that is the one on the corner of
Yep.
18, and
Yeah,
that was an estate, and that house was trashed.
well, but it sold to a realtor and they spent a lot of money untrashing it.
Yeah, that's true.
On the PRC, it's listed as a valid sale
Okay.
of what they would use for trending purposes.
For what, the old one?
For the sale in 2000,
You mean his or the?
yeah, his,
Yeah.
his.
I mean, that one up the road was, it's bigger, they spent a lot of money doing stuff to it. And it's, you could probably look it up quicker than me, but I think it's right around 160 is what it sold for. So that, the 145, I think is, I don't know, like I said, we improved we added the garage, it didn't have an attached garage,
Oh, yeah.
so. And maybe we need to look into combining the 10 acres and the 2 acres, I don't know why, it's 100% why that's split. I don't know, but I guess the way I look at it too, that's why I call our situation a little one-off, like,
As a side note from that, apart from this appeal process, if you join the two together, all of a sudden you've got agricultural outbuildings and the house. And it would impact any lending. So if you went to go to a bank and get a loan, they go, well, are you a working farm? Do you need a farm loan or do you need a house loan? So a lot of people do keep them separate. So you can just borrow on the house and not have extra hoops that you'd have to go through like ag influence for
Right.
loans. So
but
that's why a lot of people keep them separate, is all I'm saying.
yeah. I don't know, for like real estate tax that kind of stuff purposes, I don't know. I guess
If they did combine it, how would that impact them?
Wouldn't,
Okay, so that wouldn't be to your
Because they had 2
benefit.
acres on the house, so it's not gonna help them.
As a property owner, that would not be to your benefit.
if we would turn it into one parcel.
it wouldn't change the value at
Apart
all.
from this appeal, it would not behoove you.
Okay, well, anyway. But I guess I also look at it like that 2 acres is kind of locked, like selling that 2 acres off. Us selling that you're looking at comparables, but like, we probably can't get that top dollar out of that because it's kind of locked into that building side, even though it is technically separate 2 acres. It's kind of tied together, like,
Yeah, it's irregular and.
so it's a hard comparable, I guess that's our other thing, like, you're not gonna, yes, it's a nice house, but it's, like, if you're looking at just like what's selling and how it's selling, it's not gonna bring what maybe these other places are because
Or what's behind it.
of what's right there behind it, what's in, I mean, yes, you have Pine Creek, it looks nice, but you also have cattle pasture right in front of it, right around it, like, so, as far as like selling it, like, I don't think we're gonna get, if we ever sold, I mean, but we're not gonna be able to sell it. You know, not everybody's gonna wanna buy a house with grain bins and a tool shed in their backyard,
Is
so.
there an obsolescence applied for that on their assessment?
Don't think so.
What is it that you believe the property to be worth?
I mean, I kinda think that 230s, I mean, I'm trying to be fair at that, I mean, I really, that's why we didn't come until now.
Okay.
Like, I really feel like in that 230s was kind of,
230 for the house and the
well, just the house, I mean, that's all,
was it 1.6 acres?
two, I think it's two. Is what
I'm sorry,
it is.
2 acres.
Yeah, the 2 acres, I mean, and still, in the back of my mind, I think that's fair. Even though I still don't know if we could sell it for that, just because of the sitting point with the surroundings, but I understand you can't devalue it totally because of that, I mean, I just think that, I mean, I think that 230s is fair with what we've added with the garage and you know, in the market, I understand, you know, it costs more to build a new house, I understand that. You know, I mean, I know you guys don't go in the houses, I mean, but like our basement, I barely even call it a basement, like, when they build it,
Utility.
yeah, I mean, it barely is, I can't walk around in it without hunching over, like, so it's literally got the furnace and well stuff down there, and, I mean, it's really not much of a usable basement, I think newer houses, the crawl spaces are almost as good, I mean,
Do you have a sump pump down there?
yeah.
And I see you're not in floodplain, but you're close. So it's not, is it something that, with a sump pump?
It runs, I mean, cause that water comes, I mean, I hope to God that Pine Creek never backs up that far, I mean, a lot of
Long
people,
way.
but,
Is it?
but on the other hand, the water does come kind of through us, so we do get like water coming in as, you know, as just from the natural, but as far as like water backing up into the
From the
house, I don't,
creek, no.
Okay.
I mean, I don't, if it does, then Kine's gonna have real problems.
There's gonna be bigger problems
Yeah.
than that,
Yeah.
for sure.
If Pine Creek backs up that far, but as far as like water flowing through the creek, you know, we get some underground water coming through that basement, I mean, we have a sump pump, we have a sump pit, you know, it runs, I mean, unfortunately it hasn't rained for a while, but it does run.
And then, you're not assessing, or you're not appealing the assessed value on the ground behind it, right?
No, not today. I guess I don't think they changed that one over the years, except for when we did put up the green bin, which was expected.
Sure.
That one stayed pretty even, like I said, other than adding the green bin, so. And we did have, I talked to Kelly about that one outbuilding that was on that other acreage that should be removed. That is no longer there, so.
Okay.
It was never a permanent building.
Yeah, but it's,
We still assess them.
Okay.
It used to be if they were on skids, they didn't get assessed, but they changed that back in 1999. So,
but anyway, we talked about that and that should have been.
yeah. Is that on the one we're talking about, the one behind you?
Yeah, the 10 acres. It should have been the one building that, is no longer there. Well, it's still kind of there, but it's upside down. So I didn't want to get assessed on, I didn't want to get assessed again on a third building being there. And just to make sure when you did the next
Mm-hmm.
thing that it was removed.
Mm-hmm.
Was this a reassessment here? Didn't look like it, but.
It'd probably be next
No.
year.
Okay.
All right, I don't think I have any more questions, anybody else? No?
stuff. Sorry, I can't read it.
I don't know if we have any new.
You have anything else you'd like to add? No?
You think there's anything wrong, to get the bathroom count right, or anything like that, or?
I don't, where's that, where am I?
We went through it and,
Just
double check.
Making
double
sure he
check.
has all these questions.
Are you checking the bedroom and bathroom count in the
Mhm.
residence?
Yeah.
So bedrooms, we
Bedroom
have
should be three.
should be 3 bedrooms.
That won't change the assessed value because it's based on square foot, but I'll fix it for
I
sure.
was just,
Well, but it kind of
Looking
affects the
for-
value of the house,
I just do it by the way of the assessing.
you know, but I mean, if you're selling a house or, you know, a house with 3 bedrooms or 4 bedrooms.
Oh, when you're listing it, absolutely makes sense.
Well, I mean, but that's,
There, fixed, how about that?
well, I just asked because Indiana state residents are supposed to have a market value on there, and
Yep.
that way they're clear that their house is reflected.
Mhm.
Let's see, okay, well then, if there are no other questions, meeting's adjourned.
Thank you for coming, they'll have a work session and I'll let you know.
Okay.
I'll probably just walk it down to you.
Okay, that works.
okay.
Thank you for coming in. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm sorry I didn't catch your name.
Tim Vanderplatz.
Okay.
Yep,
You
thanks.
can come on up, Tim.
Appreciate it. How we all doing this morning?
I wanna ask, there's 8 agricultural parcels. Are you in charge of all of them?
So I'm one of the owners and I work with my Aunt Marva Barrett, who's the general manager. I'm one of the partners though.
Right,
You
but
see
you're
them?
doing all 8 of them?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I was asking. Now, they all have the same argument, so my question is, can we do it as one?
We can, absolutely. That's perfect.
Rather than read out all that.
Yeah,
through and-
yeah, and it's really the same context around the state minimum
Yeah.
amount. So,
Alright, so whenever you guys are ready, let me know. So you'll read in the long one. But you only do it once.
No.
That one, that's it.
This one?
Yeah, because it's got 8 parcels.
that's what the LP, the Francis Sondreth produced.
I know one of them's under your mom's name and one's under Parish Grove.
Yeah,
right?
there are a couple that are like tenant in common.
I was getting ready to write
So
them
there's a
down.
mix of LP and
That's fine,
tech
I just didn't know if you knew that.
ownership. Yep.
Hold on, hold on, hold on.
Okay. This is the, very long parcel numbers. The Sondergrath, Francis M. Sondergrath Acres, LP, half interest, Sharon R. Hutchinson Lee. Parish Grove Farms LLC, 5/7 interest, Sharon Lavelle, right, 2/7 interest. Sharon Lavelle, 1/6 interest, Dennis J. Sondergrath, trustees of Dennis J. Percentage, Marva K. Barrett. Petition numbers are 04, 012, 25, 01, 000, 03, 04, 012, 25, 01, 00002, 04, 012, 25, 01, 00004, 04, 012, 25, 01, 00005, 04, 012, 25, 01, 00001, 04, 08, 25, 01, 00001, 04, 006, 25, 01, 00002, 04, 006, 25, 01, 00001. The parcel numbers are as follows: 04, 7, 28, 600, 004, 000, 012. There's 04, 07, 21, 400, 005, 000, 012, 04, 07, 35, 500, 002, 000, 012, 04, 07, 26, 900, 003, 000, 012, 04, 07, 28, 200, 002, 000, 012, 04, 14, 04, 400, 005, 000, 008, 04, 13, 06, 100, 001, 001, 006, 04, 14, 10, 200, 004, 000, 006. That's 8 parcels in total. Will all persons who are or may be witnessing this hearing, please raise your right hand to be sworn.
He's already been sworn in, so, yeah.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Would you like to start?
Sure. Well, I do appreciate you giving us the opportunity to come to the board and talk about our family farm. Timothy Vanderplat's one of the owners of the group of 8 parcels, and in our family this has been over 100 years in operations through different generations. One of my younger cousins is now farming this now. Before it was Kurt Songreth, which he's been part of the community for a long time. So it's multi-generational farmland, like I said, over 100 years. And with what's going on the last few years with market conditions and other things, and where the state is on their minimum for average, let's say, farmland, and I would say we consider this mainly by the state standards. We consider this pretty good average farmland that we've been working with for years. And this is not asking for any sort of handout or anything like that. We're good stewards of the land, and we do operate it pretty well. I know there's a lot of big, more corporate-driven enterprises now that are getting larger and larger. And when you look at soil types and other things like that, they're usually pretty ambitious about what parcels they buy. We've never been open to sell. We, again, good stewards of the land. We keep this going. It's, unlike a commercial development or commercial enterprise of a lot of ag land. And so we're here just looking at, since it is low margin business, it's been last few years been pretty tough. But at the state minimum, we feel like it's an appropriate place to be, because we do feel like the state does have pretty good minimum standards on what they feel like is average farmland. And through Benton County, there are a lot of different soil types. And you can pull that on any of the government sites, and I have some that I'm sure you have the same data as well. So we do feel like it's average farmland, and we feel like we should be at least at state minimum. In all the appeals, I did put the state minimum for consistency against all the parcels. And with family farms, especially like ours, we have lowered the cash rent for the tenant farmer the last few years. So we aren't running like we were, let's say, 5-6 years ago. And you probably see that with a lot of farmers. They've probably talked about how tough the factors are right now. And, with the state guidelines, they do exist for a purpose. And they did increase them recently, which we understand why. That it's a certain percentage increase across the board. We understand that. And when it comes down to what, I know you guys have a lot of hard work to do here, and for the men and women that are involved out here in the county, I know there's budgets and constraints and everything that has to be had when you look at a percentage increase across the board. I know sometimes you can bring soil types into it, and maybe that's a big factor when we look at maybe special increases on an arm's length transaction when it's a big number, and there has been some big numbers in property sales, way more than I know the state minimum. But it is down to the income component of the operation. It's a low cap rate business, low margin. We have been squeezed. Maybe there's been some relief in some futures going forward, maybe for fuel and other things, but it has been a big impact on our operation that we do share with my younger cousin who farms all the land for us. So it really, I know the decision before you on all these tax bills, again, there's a lot of times across the board, you have percentage increase, we all understand it, year over year. But it's just what we're asking for, it's not a handout, just a good look at what we feel is average farmland, keep it with the state minimum guidelines, which I think going into next year, was it 2390, is the minimum going into the next
21.
Yeah, 21, I that was for January going into 2025 across the board.
Legislation changed it as of July 1.
Right, so, and that's, I think we used the 2390 across the board with all of our, the net tillable acreage, and that's how we came up to that income approach, using, very standard cap rates. And so it is bringing the assessment down a little bit, across the board. And that's where, and that's the basis we wanted to use. Obviously, all soil types are different between all the different farms, but on an aggregate level, we chalk it up to be an average farm ground. So again, I can get long-winded and a lot more detailed, but how assessments usually work, and I live in Tippecanoe County, I'm involved in some Tippecanoe County boards, and we understand it, especially on single-family residences, it's hard to see comps haven't really came down. But on the income-driven properties, especially with farmland, and what we've seen, the higher cost of borrowing, banks are, not as easy to work with on some operating lending side. But we want to keep this intact as a family farm. We just want to control costs where we see it, and we feel like that state minimum, even though I know it's the one that just was recently put into effect middle of this year, we do feel like that's a good place to be at. We're not going to want to get greedy. We're not saying, hey, we want to bring it back to 5 years ago, even though 5 years ago that the operations were a lot better with commodities, and but we were paying liability insurance has been okay, but there's and the insurance agents that we deal with, and that landscape has changed a lot too. But those are somewhat small fractional numbers. But our cash rent has went down quite a bit over the last 5 years, and hopefully we have a good turnaround, and we'll see what the next few years bring with the commodity market. So that's my spiel from the family farming side of things, and why we use that consistent basis across the board.
Presentation, Amy gave an explanation in a letter to you for all those. I've attached information from the state of Indiana about how the 2120 was got to, along with a little chart here showing what it has been over the past few years. It's all done by soil type and agricultural base rate, the 2120. I'd have to look at each one individually to see what, once the soil types are, I don't know offhand what it comes out to, but.
Yeah. And yeah, when you get into soil types and, done by track, I mean, obviously there might be some better alignment and some with our yield map chart. But, a lot of these properties, yields have always been consistently good. We take good care of the ground. But when I compare, and I was in ag lending quite a bit, and I would say when you look at yields and other things tied to that, there probably are some properties that have better soil type than us in county.
Right.
But again, family farm, this has been in our family for a long time. We chose to be good stewards. We have, maybe some of my family members have bought some other property, maybe a little better yielding ground, but again, this is what we work with, and we're not planning on selling out. And of course, the prices are still pretty good for land, but this is our heritage, and again, we're just trying to contain costs. But I appreciate the analysis on that, and I know it's driven by an aggregate amount of soil types on average, and this average here before that is lower than what we're asking from the current state minimums that were in the notice of assessment. So again, it'd be nice to go back to that, but really going forward, it's just going to go back to this anyways. So just thought it'd be a nice baseline.
Did the value change after, was this another case of the value changing after Form 11s were
All
mailed?
Form 11s were mailed and then the state changed.
Okay.
Yeah, so, I mean, but when we do look at that, and, the net amount, the net tillable acreage and what we use, that's how we came to those numbers. And again, it's not a huge change on all the parcels, it's just, I feel like it's baseline where we wanna be next couple of years. It would be nice to go to the low 2000s or the 2100, but again, I would have to come back next year and I'm not arguing with the state minimum, I'm not gonna argue with the governor.
Well, if you guys don't mind, they set the base rate, which we would then take by, I think, which Amy, did she explain all that? They take it by the soil and then the acreage.
Yeah,
And we don't have it, we can't change the base rate, the state sets it.
sure.
So I'm not really sure.
Well, when you go to buy soil types, I know it's aggregated to the amount where you have soil types that come into play. I know we have soil types on all of our different farms, our yield maps.
Those are set by Purdue.
Yep, they are, and there's a good database for it. It's just, a lot of times when assessments come out every year, a lot of times it's a kind of an arbitrary increase. I mean, you say, hey, we're gonna do 5-8%. I mean, it's across the board. It really is. I mean, you can't fragment it down to I mean, that's a big job for anybody to have. It's usually just, there's a certain percentage that across the board that's gonna go up. And each case is a little different, and that's where we're just saying it might change next year again, who knows, but we just feel like it's a fair assessment to be at that average minimum standards. It's never hurts to ask,
Right.
go through the motion.
The only change that occurs on agricultural land annually is the Department of Local Government Finance changes that rate. We don't make any change to it. And they have a 75-page document you can look at that goes through the whole process, how they come up with it each year.
Correct.
So that is available online.
It is.
Are the soils broken out on the farms? Pretty,
Yeah, we,
Correct for you.
so I have that data, we do that mainly every 5 years, we go through a pretty good mapping process with our tenant farmer, which now is my younger cousin, but Kurt had tons of data on that from, I think that was in 2022. And yeah, that goes by our yields, and then they also test the soil and other conditions. So I think we're up for that that was 22, maybe it's every 4 or 5, it's probably next year we'll probably have the same analysis done.
so would you say that the soils breakdown on your assessment are consistent with what you feel as yields are?
There's some pockets that are a little less, but overall average is, I would say it's average farm ground. When we look at the whole state of Indiana, I would say average. It's right, and there's sometimes the yields have been a little higher on the beans, and then we had a pretty good corn yield a couple years ago.
Do you have any windmills on any of these
There
parcels?
are some.
Okay.
That's actually.
That takes,
Yeah, that was an interesting thing because we did cover crops and other things to kind of help get the yields up around there. So, I mean, those are outliers. I mean, I would say we just don't really consider those in the mix. Just that's the result of them digging big holes in the ground.
but that's a separate base rate.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. For that's separate part around
Yes,
the window.
because that wouldn't apply
Yep.
to
No, but
the soil rates.
the soil around those windmills, even outside that parcel, I mean, those have been a long haul to get them to even come back to
So like
maybe within 35% of what average yields are. It's tough around there.
So like, for example, you've got one, 233.63 acres under Francis in Sonograph. How do you pronounce Sonograph?
Sonograph, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The ones I knew sound different.
Yeah, there's sometimes
Sonograph.
OTH.
Yeah. The 2.33.63 acres, just for example, and I'm just trying to.
Which,
Yeah, what's that parcel number?
the last three,
I've
it's fine.
already
Is it
called those
012
parcel
or-
numbers. Which one is it? It's the 04, 07, 28, 600, 004, 000, 012.
First one.
Yep, okay, yep.
Okay, so down there it says there's 78 acres under the DU soil and 75 acres under CSB2. Specifically to that farm, do you feel like those are reflective of that property, or you think that's, I just picked too high?
Yeah, I would say that's probably a pretty good split. Again, there's a couple tracks in there that probably were on the lower side, but yeah, I think those are good classifications.
Okay, that's why I'm wondering that
Yeah,
if you were to have a change, it would be in there, but if you think those soil types are consistent with what you have, not yield based wise, but the breakdown.
yeah, and those are pretty well set in
Pretty good.
stone. I don't think we could challenge that too much.
We can't change them anymore.
Yeah,
They're produced at,
yeah,
in the state.
Soil samples are?
The soils are
The breakdown?
yeah.
by Purdue, yeah.
Okay.
But when we look at yield and obviously commodity pricing, I won't throw that in here, we all know where that's at, but with yield, it'll be tracked. And what I've seen statewide being in ag lending, I would say we're right at that average point all the time. I mean, that you might have some more corporate entities that really push the envelope, or maybe they can put a lot more money into inputs and spread things over a little thicker to get the yields. We're just not that type of operation, and obviously land sales don't really factor into this. It's driven by income, and that's what we were trying to really focus on, is just the income component, cap rates, and with again, since after the Form 11s came out, what the state did, that's where we made the decision to make our baseline. I know that's more of a I don't want to get into arbitration. It's just it seems consistent, and I know that amounts before were lower, but even though I guess we could ask for that, it's going to go up again. So that's the subjective component to all these. We're just asking for it. Again, it's not a crazy amount. We're not trying to win anybody over. We're just trying to see where we can make a case.
We're held
and
by
have
the state
baseline.
legislation.
Yeah.
We have to do what they say.
Yeah.
So honestly, your argument is gonna be with Farm Bureau to lobby, because that's who keeps changing them.
Yeah, but it isn't that what we consider gray area where they do have the average amount, and if we're saying from a producing standpoint, we've had this farmland for a long time, if we're feeling like we're at average with our production, state minimums are there. I mean, I'm not here to argue that, it's just, we do have the state minimums you could refer to. You're not doing anything wrong. You're staying within the confines of what the minimum average standard is.
I'm sorry to interrupt
No,
you.
you're fine.
Why did the state reduce the acreage?
Legislation, lobbyists.
Midstream, they just changed it. Was it because of the market going?
It went up 3 years, it went up 3 years in a row, and lobbyists won.
Okay, but was it reflective of the ag economy then, or?
They took out, basically
They
what
changed
they
their
did,
formula, how they figure it.
they took out 1 year that was already in there, they took out 2021. The second page. This is the back of the second page, down there at the chart, that's what they did to drop it from the 23 to the 21.
I guess my question is also, are you questioning your assessed value, or are you questioning the taxes that you pay?
So
Because-
from this instance, sorry,
Go
I
ahead.
want to cut you off.
No,
Yeah, so from this instance, the assessments that have been we've always thought about maybe challenging them before. As it comes into the, you have your total acreage, and then we have net tillable acreage and all that stuff. And then I think some improvements have been taken off some of the, a couple of the parcels, and we put it into ground. So the value where we're at with cap rates and what is driven by income. That's really from the state standpoint, everything's really driven by income right now on these enterprises and commercial buildings. I mean, really, income approach is winning a lot of the factors in a lot of appeals. It's just based on the income approach. And so when the state brought out those changes, that's when we're like, it's a good time to have a baseline and appeal to that average, because they had to play a little catch up over the last few years. Maybe they should have done it a few years ago when the economy was better. And sometimes assessments and assessors departments will say, hey, especially in certain classifications like commercial and even residential. It's time for them to get their 10-15% increases because the market's supporting it, but really that's data based on when the economy was going well. Who knows, after this year and we get more data, you could see other asset classes go down. So with this standpoint, it's like, hey, we really feel like we are at the state minimum. The average yielding land, it makes the most sense. And that's just the baseline we're looking at. As far as assessed values, obviously, if you sold this property, it could be worth a lot more. But in the confines of what the enterprise is and the yields we have, and those soil types, I would say those maybe across the board, those soil types are considered higher average. They're not crazy high, but they're getting close to average. And that's where we're trying to simplify the facts. It's just we would like to be at that state minimum average ground.
This board, I mean, I'm not arguing, you know more about farming than I do, okay?
Oh,
But this board doesn't have the legal right to change legislation.
I'm not asking to
So
change
we can't
legislation.
change that base rate.
No, I'm just asking.
I'm not sure what you want us to, I mean.
No, I've cited that the minimum base rate, I'm not asking to go below that. I'm asking to be at it. That's all I'm at. That's been the.
Right, so I guess
I
that
think
was
that
my
was
question, like what exactly are you arguing? It's just.
I'm just saying I wanna be at the, we were expecting, based on the state increase, I know that came after the Form 11s, but the 2390, the state minimum, and we're not asking to go to the 21, but just across the board, 2390, that's.
You are at the point.
So you're not wanting us to do the soils and the acreage?
So
I guess I'm confused where you're wanting.
So let me,
Sorry.
Go ahead.
let me
I'm
ask,
confused.
so, at the end of the,
Excuse me.
you have a assessment for 100 acres.
Yep.
You want that 100 acres to equal 100 acres times 2160, is what you're looking at.
Well, that's the current state, yeah, that would be ideal.
That's what you're looking at.
Yeah.
2120 times 100 would be the assessment
And
to go outside of the soil type productivity factor just a little bit so that the end result averages at 2120.
yep, and that, yes, and that,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
right. And that's the baseline of it, that average standard, and that's how we've came up with, all the assessments. And I know they're not huge changes, but it's a baseline we'd like to, if we come in agreement, great. I know there's a process and voting and other things that go into it, but that's where we thought it was fair. And obviously there's gonna be some changes coming from the state again, and maybe we'll be here
Every year.
again. It's just, it could be a process. But no, I do appreciate the time. That's just where we're at. And we understand the baseline is increasing, but.
Okay.
Is there anything that you feel is affecting your yield that's outside of your control, or?
No, I mean, we do a pretty good job. We have good farm meetings. We're all in pretty good communication. We can only do so much what God gave us on the map, the land, and we do a good job with our inputs and what we can put into the land. And as we get those at harvest, when we do get the yields, we can plan for the next year what we want to spread on the ground. So I would say we're very good in that regard. We don't abuse the land because we've had it so long. I would say some commercial enterprises will sometimes really ring the bell and spread a good amount of inputs to get the yields they want for the ag business side. And who knows, if they own the land, great, but if they're the tenant farmer, they might not care about the next year's tenant farmer as prices go up per acre for tenant farming or rent. We're vertically integrated in the way that it is family based, and so we're very fair with our cousin on what we charge in cash rent, and it's went down quite a bit the last few years because we're fair. But there are some producers that are still paying way higher than what we charge.
Is that lower than like Purdue's average?
I would say we're right around there, maybe a touch lower because we're family enterprise. But there are some that are way over that average, and the way they get their margins and some of their buying power, they're probably not maybe treating the farm land so well, but they're chasing yields, and we're just not in that business.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where we differ from the more I would say we're a larger family enterprise. I mean, compared to the averages across the whole state, but we're not very large.
Any other questions? Well, if there are no other questions, this hearing is adjourned.
Appreciate the time, everyone.
Yeah,
Thanks.
thank you.
Thank you.
Have a great afternoon.
You
Yeah,
too.
you
Thanks.
The weather's nice.
It is.
Is it?
Yeah, it's
Well, they keep telling me it is.
Football season's
Been
coming.
outside.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, we're supposed to get, at Purdue, we're supposed to get 3.8 wins this year, so that's
Hey,
Oh, yay.
300%
celebration.
better. If he gets to 500, he's, you know.
Yeah, we're
Yeah, he needs a
killing
pay
it
raise.
at that
All right,
point.
thanks.
See ya. Yeah, thanks.
Bye.